very safe in Siem Reap. Violent crime is very rare, and even petty crime like theft is very rare here, especially in comparison with Phnom Penh, where bag snatching and phone snatching, things like that, is quite common. And there's not a lot of scamming here, aside from maybe being overcharged at the market or paying more than a local to a tuk-tuk driver. You really don't have to worry about getting scammed here, which is rare for a city built on a tourist economy. Everyone who comes to Cambodia falls in love with the local people here. I've honestly never met such warm, genuine people in all my life. When you first get here, it's actually confusing. It's like, why is this person so happy? Why am I not that happy, you know? The flip side to that coin is that Cambodia does seem to attract more than its fair share of life's misfits. People who move here from Western countries with serious problems. Mental health issues, personality disorders. I'd say the most common one is probably addiction issues. To be honest, there seems to be people who move here with express intention of just drinking themselves to death. I mean, I know that's why I moved here. There's no tipping culture here, which is not to say that I don't tip. I always tip, at least in restaurants. But if you've ever lived in a country where the tip is expected more than seen as a bonus, the difference is huge. The people who work here, especially in the local Khmer restaurants, are genuinely grateful if you leave them something extra because they're not expecting it. When I first moved here, it was quite common that they would follow me out onto the street and tell me that I'd left too much money, which not only shows you how unexpected the tip is, but it's also a testament to how honest the Khmer people are. The food here is healthy, it tastes great, and if you eat out with the main tourist center, it's very affordable, especially here on the street. So what's the flip side to that coin? Well, on more than a few occasions since I've been living here, if not for the fact that I was at home and was able to run to the toilet, I would have shit myself. It's just a fact. I don't know if it's some ingredient they put in the food here or some bacteria that my stomach is not used to, but most days I ask myself the question, is today the day my luck runs out and I finally shit myself? As an expat here making money in a Western country, the cost of living is very affordable. And the quality of life we have here is way better than what we're used to. Our apartment's nicer, we eat better here, we can afford to do more stuff. And because we can afford to pay people to do things like cooking, cleaning, and our laundry, it frees up time for other things, like, for example, starting a YouTube channel. One of the things I really like about Siem Reap is the fact that they've developed this city in harmony with nature. There are trees everywhere here, and they don't allow high-rises. They actually don't allow any building that would potentially eclipse Angkor Wat. And there are even streets here where it looks like nature is starting to reclaim the city and there's really no effort to stop it, like this behind me. And then you'll find older examples like this face behind me where nature has completely absorbed the man-made structure. Pretty cool. And if you really want to be in nature, only 5 minutes from the city centre, Siem Reap looks a lot like this. Feels like you're in the middle of nowhere. One of the potential problems of living in a natural environment is all the little creepy crawlies. I've got nothing against animals, but it is annoying when they wake you up at night. Sometimes you'll get a lizard in your room, they make a clicking noise, there's mosquitoes everywhere. If one of them gets in your room, it's going to keep you up all night. For the entire month of September, I couldn't sleep because of the sounds of frogs. I think they live in the drains, which amplify the sound of their croaking. The other day, a frog fell out of a tree and landed on my daughter. She was absolutely horrified. There are rats everywhere here, especially along the river, and I currently have one living in my bedroom wall, and that thing is keeping me up at night. The other day it came down the curtains at like 3 in the morning. It was like something out of a horror movie. Another one of the best things about living here is that almost all the hotels in Siem Reap will let you use the hotel if you spend some money in the restaurant. This place has a $10 minimum. You pay that at reception when you arrive and it all comes off the bill at the end, so it's basically free. To actually stay here costs $120 a night, so that's a good deal. And look how nice this place is. Super quiet, there's hardly anyone here. Most of the shopping here is done face to face, either in markets like this or on the high street. The advantage of that is that the high street is still alive here, where in large parts of the Western world, it seems to be dying. And as an expat, it's very cheap to shop here. The disadvantage is when you need to find something specific, like a microphone to make YouTube videos. It can be very difficult to find stuff like that here. Whereas back in the UK, I would have just clicked a button and the next day it would have arrived at the house. So what about ordering things from another country and having it shipped here? Well, there is actually a Cambodian postal service in Siem Reap. That is the building right behind me. I've never used it myself, but I'm told that it's pretty unreliable and packages can take a long time to arrive. There are also couriers here like FedEx and DHL. The problem with the couriers is they're extremely expensive. And whether or not you use the Cambodian Post or one of the couriers, if the value of the package is over around $50, it's going to get seized by customs and they're going to charge you crazy amounts of import tax, and you're going to have to submit documentation to get that package released. This applies both when you order things from companies abroad or if you're just receiving packages from friends and family here. So the situation with regards to sending things out of the country or receiving them isn't great. But there is one exception. Cambodia is very close to China, which obviously is the world's #1 producer of products. In fact, almost everything sold on Amazon these days is made in China. And there are shipping companies all over Cambodia that will arrange the shipping of products from China to Cambodia. Not only will they arrange the shipping, but they will also sort out all the documentation. All you have to do is have the item sent to one of their warehouses in China, and they'll take it from there. I recently shipped a box from China right to my door here in Siem Reap, and it only costs me $3.50. The cost of shipping will obviously depend on the size of the box. So this is a huge advantage. Why not cut out the middleman, buy direct from China? You'll save loads of money, and in my experience, the shipping is very cheap and very reliable. There are other cool things about living here and some other things that definitely annoy me, but I've already spoke about those things in other videos. So that's it for now. If I've missed anything, then let me know in the comments.